Hey girl, hey, it's your girl Ashley Shakana. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. If you're returning, thanks for coming and showing some love. We're doing this real cute look. I know you've seen in the title below, a neutral half cut crease look. And if I do say so myself, I look good with the T at the end. So if you like this look and you want to see how I achieved it, keep on watching. But wait, before you get into the video, don't forget to please go like, comment, and subscribe. All right, let's get into it. So I'm not really sure what type of look I want to do, but I know I want something like bronzy, some oranges, some golds, typical neutral colors. I'm going to be starting with my Juvia's Place palette, the Warrior 2, and I'm going to go in that color to the far right here. It's like a brown transition color. And so I'm gonna start putting that in the I'm making a mess. Put it in my transition area. And oh, you know what? I always do this. I be forgetting I need to prime my lids and stuff. I don't know how. As dark as these lids is, girl, got to cover this darkness, honey. So I'm using my e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in medium peach, nothing new. Got my Sonia Kashuk beauty sponge. I'm just gonna go ahead and blend that out. So after you go ahead and put your base on, you can use concealer, you can use an actual eyeshadow base. You just want to go ahead and set it so that that concealer isn't sticking to your eyeshadows and they don't become patchy. So I'm just using my normal powder, which is my e.l.f. What is this? Halo Glow. I should know the name of that powder. As much as I use it, like I literally, all my other powders I have not touched since I purchased this. I really do love it. Like there's no powder that gives me the same effect as this powder, like sets it in place and doesn't have me looking dry and cakey. So I'm going to continue to use it. So back into that, it's called Yodit Yodit from Juvia's Place, and I'm just gonna go ahead and pat that right along the crease. I'm gonna pack on the color so that I can get that pigment, but you want to start slow and build it up. So once I feel like I have enough product or I have the color that I'm looking for, I'm going to go ahead and go in the color that is next to that in the palette. It's Kufuru. All right, so we're about to switch it over to a little voice over. So with this color though, we are going right in your crease, right below that original color, and we're just adding depth, so that once we cut that crease, we'll have that nice, you know, go for from the lighter color to the darker color. And so I'm just packing on the color, packing it on. And remember, you want to move nice and slow and make sure you have a pretty dense brush, because you want the color to be packed on and not blown out, and you don't want to make a mess. And so now we're gonna go into our Colored Rain palette, Queen of Hearts, and we're gonna go into that orangey shade, Empress, and we're gonna go ahead and start to blend around the edges of the first colors. And this is just gonna give the edge of your eyeshadow just a softer, nice transition. Now moving on along, we're gonna go ahead and cut the crease. And to cut my crease, I'm using my Fenty concealer and a small detailer brush. You just want to make sure you go nice and slow. Be very patient. I know I sped up the clip, but this part of the process took me a few minutes just to make sure the lines were clean and cut precisely. And then you want to go ahead and set that concealer with any powder just so that it doesn't crease. And I'm going to go ahead and do this on the other eye. And then I'm sure you heard of the cool little trick. You want to place some concealer on your lid, look up, and then wherever that concealer is, that's where you want to cut your crease. So now we're going ahead and doing our lid colors, and for that I didn't show it, I'm sorry y'all, but we're using the color Your Majesty out of the palette. It's just like a copper glittery color, and so you just want to place that on the outer 3/4 of the lid, and I'm going to do that to both eyes. And then for that inner corner, I use the highlighter as an eyeshadow, the Mary Luminizer highlighter from the Balm. And so I just place that in the remainder inner corner of the eye, just to give it that gradation, that ombre effect. Is gradation a word? I don't think so. Give it that gradient and ombre effect to the eyes. And you just want to make sure you blend in all the colors together. And boom, there you go. Look at those eyes. Gorgeous, honey. Now we're going in with my favorite primer from Smashbox. Just want to put that all over your face. And for our foundation today, we're using our NARS. Just want to blend this all over your face. I always start in the center of my face and work my way out, covering any blemishes, scars, and imperfections. And this is I would say medium coverage foundation. Correct and conceal. To correct, we're using our e.l.f. concealer. It's just in a pinky peachy shade, and we're going to put that around our mouth and a little bit under our eyes, and then we'll use our Fenty concealer to actual conceal and highlight under the eyes, underneath the chin, the nose, forehead, anywhere where light naturally hits. For contour, we're going to be using our black opal foundation stick, and we're just going to go around the perimeter of the face as well as cut those cheekbones and the nose. You just want to go ahead and start blending that in. You know, I always blend in my contour first. That gives my concealer some time to dry down some, and that gives you a more full coverage look underneath the eyes especially. edges where your concealer meets your contour, where your contour meets your foundation, and make sure everything is blended and it's seamless. And then I go ahead, today I guess I was looking for a brighter look, so I added a little bit more concealer underneath my eye and a shade lighter just to brighten it up a bit. Underneath our eyes, you already know what I'm using, my e.l.f. powder. You want to make sure everything stays in place, and then I take whatever's left on the sponge and I just use it to lightly set the rest of my face before I go in with my Sephora Micro Smooth powder. Now we're going to go ahead and bronze up the face with our Fenty bronzer and Beijing Gal. Add a little warmth back. And you want to make sure you're hitting the perimeter, your forehead, your jawline, your cheeks. And for blush today, we're using MAC Sweet as Cocoa. Just a really I would say bronzy blush, and it has little specks of like shimmer in it. Perfect for today's look. And then I'm breaking it on down. Fun fact, y'all, at this point I don't even think music was playing. And so now we're gonna go ahead and do our bottom waterline, and we're basically just using the colors that we use for the top of the eyes. First, I go in with Empress, and that's that orange color, and I just go along the lash line. And then I'm going to go ahead and put on my gel liner, and I'm using my Maybelline gel liner. This thing is going to last forever. This is like the only thing I really use it for. But after you go ahead and do that, I use a smaller detailer brush, and I go in with Kufuru and a little bit of Duchess. And Duchess is from the Colored Rain palette. I didn't mention that one earlier, but I used that in Kufuru just to add a little bit of depth to the bottom of the lash line. And then we're going to go ahead and finish the face and spray with our Morphe Continuous Setting Spray to lock everything in place. All right, I am back with the finished look, ladies. I went ahead and put on my wig from Jenny Marie Hair. Y'all know I am loving this wig. Has put it on. Put on little earrings, trying it real cute. Only thing that I have to do now is my lips. And so for lips today, we're going to use a NYX lip liner in the color Cocoa. And to keep up with the like orange, really natural theme, for a lipstick, we're going to be using MAC Peach Stock, which is like a really, nude color, peach. put a little bit more lip liner on. So I feel like I lost it a little bit with that lipstick. And we have our lips. Alright guys, this is the finished look. How did I do? I think I did pretty good. It came out real cute. This is perfect for brunch. Go out to eat, go somewhere with your man, go to the club. This is like the perfect everyday, neutral, but still glam look, you know? If you like the video, don't forget to go ahead and like. I hope you're already subscribed, but if you're not, go ahead and subscribe. Leave me a comment, let's chat. And thank y'all so much for all the support. I really appreciate it. Deuces.